Welcome to Uncle's channel. Thanks for watching today. And I think it's safe to say by this point that the Mario movie is an enormous success for Nintendo. And Nintendo is not going to just simply abandon the idea of motion pictures or TV shows. I mean, they have an entire film company called Dynamo Pictures at this point. So, I mean, they are definitely going in this direction. But the question is, like, what direction are they going to go in next? They're going to focus on movies, TV shows, which franchises are they going to go for? And obviously, I have no, like, insider information or anything like that. But just sort of looking at, like, clues within the, I guess, Nintendo world or Nintendo universe, I think we can sort of predict, like, which direction they're going to think about going in, at least in the near future. Now, first off, if you saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, warning, spoiler alert coming here for the post credits or the stinger of the film, so you can pause the video now and not worry about spoiling the movie for yourself. But continuing on now, in the stinger of the film, there's a little Yoshi egg that, hatches and or getting ready to hatch, and it says Yoshi. Now, obviously, this means one of two things. First option is going to get a full Yoshi movie, which would be pretty cool. I mean, in the Mario movie itself, it showed like a herd of Yoshis running at one point, sort of in the background. So we know they're going to go in that direction at some point, but are we going to get a full Yoshi movie developing the story of Yoshi himself before he meets Mario? Or are they going to be setting up like the sequel to Mario, where Yoshi's going to be introduced then? I tend to think they're going to go in a full direction of like a Yoshi movie. Because, I mean, Yoshi's its own independent property at Nintendo at this point. I mean, they have so many Yoshi-devoted games. And I think with the post-stinger credit here, I think it's just a, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I think Yoshi will be the next movie that Nintendo puts forth. Now, after the Yoshi movie, I think Nintendo is going to go in one of two directions for the next film. I think they're either going to do a direct sequel to the Mario movie and probably focus on like Luigi's Mansion, because they sort of hinted about that in the actual Mario movie itself. Or they're going to do like a complete 180 and do a film focused totally on Donkey Kong, and maybe Mario be like a background character, or maybe not even a role in the movie at all. Because, I mean, Donkey Kong's obviously really set up inside the Mario movie. You got his entire Jungle Kingdom, you got the entire Kong family. I mean, like, all the characters introduced except for a Donkey Kong villain. You don't have a King K. Rool, you don't have any of the Kremlins, you don't have any of like villain at all. The Bumblebee Stinger. I mean, all they did was sort of introduce the overall idea of Donkey Kong, and they sort of opened it up to an entire Donkey Kong movie. And I can't imagine they're going to just simply leave Donkey Kong alone after introducing him with such a large role in the Mario movie. And another reason I tend to think Donkey Kong is going to be coming up sooner than later in the Nintendo Pictures or the Nintendo Cinematic Universe of sorts is because in the Super Nintendo world, the theme park, is obviously focused like entirely on Mario, but they've already announced the expansion or the next part of the theme park is going to be focused totally on Donkey Kong. And so it just makes the most sense. Mario got a movie, has a theme park. Donkey Kong's got a theme park coming up. I think the next option is going to be the Donkey Kong movie. I don't think it'll be before the Yoshi movie because they've already done a stinger for the Yoshi movie, but I definitely think Yoshi, then maybe a Mario movie, and then Donkey Kong is sort of the short-term picture for Nintendo's upcoming films. But let's continue on from there of what Nintendo's other projects are going to be, because obviously they're not going to stop with just simply Yoshi, Mario, and Donkey Kong. They're going to want to bring in more of their franchises, because Nintendo has a wealth of franchises out there, and it's sort of going to come down to which ones are most profitable and which ones are going to fit most in the cinematic universe, if they choose to call it that at some point or another. Now, the first thing I think they're going to start working into pretty much all future films is going to be like basically Pikmin short films. I don't think we're ever going to get like a full-on Pikmin film or a Pikmin TV show or anything like that. I think all we're going to get is like little Pikmin short films, sort of like how, like Pixar does like short films before like all of their main movies. I have a feeling we're going to start getting Pikmin films before all of Nintendo's major motion pictures. And the reason I say that is before Nintendo Pictures was founded as Nintendo Pictures, they were originally called Dynamo Pictures. And Dynamo Pictures was pretty much responsible solely for all the Pikmin short films inside the video games. And so they have history of making Pikmin short films. It would be like a callback to the original company that Nintendo has taken over for their major motion pictures. And so to allow them to go back as a company to creating those Pikmin short films again, I think it'd be sort of a, a meaningful thing for the company, but also I think Pikmin fits in perfectly as like short little funny films to start off before they jump into like some of their main movies. Like I said, Pixar has done it for years when it comes to just simply having short little funny films, and I feel like Pikmin just like naturally lends itself to having a short format and also being somewhat comedic, and I just feel like that'd be the perfect way to sort of introduce Pikmin onto the big screen or have it part of the Nintendo Pictures Corporation. Now, I know after talking about like Yoshi and Mario and Donkey Kong, we're all hoping that I'm going to, predict The Legend of Zelda is going to be like Nintendo's next big project, but I really think they're going to hold off on Legend of Zelda for a little bit longer, and I think one of two directions are going to come next, or at least both of these before Legend of Zelda picture comes out. And the next two I'm actually going to lean toward more of a possible TV series for these, and it's going to be Fire Emblem as well as Animal Crossing. Now, first off, I think the storyline for each of these fits in perfectly with a TV series. Fire Emblem, much more of a in-depth, anime or animated style television series. And it's going to focus, very much on an in-depth story, similar to like the games are. I mean, they're all known for their very in-depth stories. I can't vouch personally. I've not gone through really hardly any Fire Emblem. I'm just going from what I've heard from friends about the Fire Emblem games. And then Animal Crossing could very much easily be just a short anime TV show, more focused toward kids, and more of a relaxing TV show, and more one to sort of keep the comedic relief or comedy side of Nintendo alive, while you have the more serious focused Fire Emblem. And I think Fire Emblem is sort of going to do the introduction of Nintendo going in more of a serious direction, while Animal Crossing keeps the idea of sort of the fun family adventure alive that the cinematic universe is already establishing. Now, why do I think Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing are going to come next? And it's because I think Nintendo really likes to sort of experiment with each of these franchises. If you look at it, Mario Run came out on mobile, and that was Nintendo's first mobile game. Where'd they go to next? They went to Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, because I feel like both of those, they feel like they can sort of experiment with a little bit and try some new things out. And that's why I think with each of these, they're going to focus more on the TV direction instead of the movie direction, not just simply because they lean themselves naturally more to a TV miniseries or a TV series, just simply because they've given Nintendo an option to sort of focus and experiment some new things with each of these series. And by this point, they have 2 television shows out. They have the Yoshi movie, the Mario movie, the Donkey Kong movie, possibly Mario movie 2 out, all the Pikmin shorts. I feel like Nintendo Pictures is well established enough where they can start venturing into more of their more serious picture directions, or something that they really want to impress fans with. And that's where we're going to go in more of the Metroid direction or the Legend of Zelda. And I feel like both of these are going to almost certainly be focused more on motion picture rather than TV series, because the potential to make a lot of money is going to be based in the movie theaters. Even after the pandemic and everything, if you want to make a ton of money as far as like a movie company, movies are the way to go over TV series if you know for a fact it's going to be a success. If it's sort of an experimental thing, TV series are definitely going to be your more profitable option. But if you have a for sure success on your hands, definitely movie theater is going to have the highest gross when it comes to that. And so I feel like for Metroid as well as Zelda, they're going to want to focus in a more serious direction. Maybe stick with Illumination. I sort of doubt that, because Illumination only does, more kiddie features. But if they do stick with Illumination, perhaps it gives Illumination an opportunity to grow into more of a more diverse audience here. Because Illumination is still a fairly young company compared to some of the bigger animation studios out there. And so this maybe gives an opportunity for Illumination to branch out a little bit, or Nintendo simply swap up who they're working with on each of these individual films. But I do feel like Metroid and Legend of Zelda are going to come after they've already sort of laid the ground base with all of these other films. And I don't think they're going to be related in any form or fashion to each other. I don't think they're going to be related in any form or fashion like to Mario movie or to Donkey Kong or to Yoshi. I feel like they're going to be like pretty much their complete own entity of sorts. The only possible crossover I'm going to see of any of this is maybe at the a stinger or post-credit scene of Metroid. They try to introduce Star Fox, and that sort of launches into another direction for Nintendo, is to bring the Star Fox franchise in at that point. I don't feel like they'll do it before Metroid, because Metroid's somewhat on a high at the moment. And so I feel like at that point, Star Fox may have his opportunity to sort of come back into the main feature a little bit. But it's also at this point, if Nintendo wanted to, now they have Link in there, they have Zelda in there, they got Mario in there, they got Samus in there, they got the Pikmin in there, they got Yoshi in there, Donkey Kong, the Kong family in there. If they wanted to at this point, I feel like Nintendo, once they've introduced all of these, could venture into a Super Smash Bros. Movie if they wanted to. I know sometimes the team-up movies like the Avengers or the Justice League, I know sometimes audiences are a little bit tired of it, but, by the time they get all these pictures out, we're looking like 10 or more years before all this comes together. Maybe it's time for a new team of superheroes to come together. And Super Smash Bros. Movie would obviously be a huge success. I mean, whether the audience is tired of superhero movies or not, or team-up movies, Super Smash Bros. Is a guaranteed moneymaker for Nintendo in pretty much every way. It just depends on if Nintendo wants to try to, meld all their universes together for a cinematic film. Now, there is one franchise I didn't mention in this video, and I feel like has almost a 0% chance of ever getting a movie or TV series, but one that I would truly love to see as a television series would be the Mother games. I mean, this fits so perfectly with the story of, Ninten and Ness and Gygas and Teddy and Paula. I mean, it just fits in so well to bring the story to life of the Mother series. And for a TV series, I can't think of any better way to do it. And you could span all 3 Mother games. I mean, even bring in like Lucas and all of them from the 3rd game. I mean, it just seems like the Mother series would be perfect. However, it's simply just not popular in North America. And it's been dead franchise for probably 20 years now at this point. And so I can't imagine them bringing it back for a TV series. But that is my personal fan pick of what I think would be an awesome TV series. I just don't think it's ever going to happen. But what do you think about the other predictions? Do you think we're going to get a Yoshi movie next, a Mario movie next, a Donkey Kong movie next? How do you feel about the Pikmin idea of short films? How do you feel about Samus or Metroid and Zelda coming in as major motion pictures only after a TV series of Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing? Let me know about your thoughts in the comments down below, or what other pictures you'd like to see from Nintendo. Let me know that in the comments down below as well. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos listed up above, and as always, go out there, find a great game to play, just simply have a great rest of the day.